just want to thank everybody for coming here today and joining us for Marilyn and Noel's presentation. So this is something that I felt was really, really cool. It was stemmed from doing a Gemba walk and doing the Gemba class and seeing what do we want to do to try to make our stuff better. And they looked at the quoting process for their customers because their customers weren't really happy with the way Geiger was giving them quotes. So I thought that this was a really great project to bring to the Lean Steering team. And so I am going to leave the floor to Marilyn and Noel to brag about how awesome they are.
Yes. So Noel and I, we both cover a $1 million sales partner. And those sales partners have their largest clients. And we know that we need to handle those clients with kid gloves. So Noel and I were noticing that we kind of had the same challenge with this customer in that they did not like the way our Priority Plus quotes were being sent to them. They felt it was too wordy. The customer that my rep had specifically needed to see estimated freight and shipping, and we were doing a lot of back and forth. When the customer would ask for pricing, both Noel and I, we would email the pricing, but the pricing couldn't be in the body of an email. We would enter a quote, a formal quote through Priority Plus, and the customer didn't like it. It was too wordy. So we got together. We noticed we were having the same problem. We met with our sales partners. We wanted to touch base with them and say, hey, this is what we were thinking. Would you be okay if we created a special document as a formal quote for these customers? Both sales partners loved the idea. Noel's sales partner's client was very specific on needing to see an image of what was being quoted. My customer needed to have tax and shipping included in their formal quote. So I created an Excel quote sheet that would automatically generate tax to whatever city it was shipping to, as well as freight. So when the customer looked at the quote, they have their bottom line pricing. Noel was able to create a quote in a Word document so that he could include the images. We reviewed this with the sales partner. Sales partner loved it. Customers have been loving it ever since. It's what Noel and I are using now, and we thought this could be a really great Gemba walk because we've noticed really good results from this. And that was how it started.
So originally we were just kind of venting to each other about our frustrations with the process. So, and that's how I threw out some ideas, she threw out some ideas. I was going to do a Trello card, she was going to do a Trello card. And we said, well, why don't we just put all this together? And then even though our situations were a little different, but they were similar, they got the same results in the end. Her form is in Excel, mine is in Word. Our client didn't need all the calculations, but they just wanted something that it was more simple and looked prettier, basically. They were not happy with the P plus form. So, and then it also eliminated a lot of back and forth. And our customer came out and told us that if you can give us these quotes all the time, we can get purchase orders for you within days, and then you guys can get paid quicker. So we've noticed that by doing this, the customer is infamous for being past due on a lot of invoices. And now that we started doing this quote form, they don't have as many past due invoices, and they're getting everything paid up pretty quickly. So it kind of eliminated a lot of that waiting around and contacting the client.
Yeah, with this particular customer, they needed to physically sign the quote. So I would put the quote together for them. I would email it to them. They would sign it, and in turn, they would also generate their PO number, which we can't bill them until we have their PO number. So it has really shortened the process for us. It's cut out a lot of the extra work, a lot of back and forth with communication with the sales partner, with the customer. It's cut out some frustrations that the customer was feeling, as well as us, having to continue to go back and provide the same information, but all in these different formats. And once we finally found a way that the customer liked, Noel and I started putting the process to use. We started noticing that it was cutting our emails pretty much in half. On average, I would email with this customer about 6 times before they would tell us, okay, this is good, place the order, I need a formal quote. It's cut down to about 3. I get the email for the request, I put together the quote, I email the customer, and she emails back the signed quote with their PO number, then I enter the order into Priority Plus. So it has saved me a lot of time, it has saved the sales partner a lot of time, and the customer is extremely happy with it. And this is a client that has $1 million budget to spend a year, and we get about $600,000 of their business. So this, by doing this, just this week alone, we have secured an order for $40,600 on a repeat by giving them a quick quote, quick turn time, as well as a $75,000 repeat pen order, both of which we quoted, and less than 24 hours later, they were committing to placing the order. What normally would have taken a few days, we were able to get done within 24 hours.
And then also, because my person is Kathy Doobie, and this form that I came up with, we work on it together. She has the form, I have the form, so we're both working on the same forms together, and we copy each other so that we both have the information. So if one of us happens to be out of the office, we both have the information. So there's no, I wonder what she quoted, I wonder what he quoted. We're both using the same tools now.
Yeah.
And it does cut back a lot of time, frustration. It doesn't make us look foolish anymore to the client, so it does eliminate a lot of that too, so.
Are you sharing that in a shared drive with her or something? Like OneDrive or?
No, it's just a Word document that we just kind of manipulate whenever we have to generate a new quote. And then I always save the quote on my computer, also in my Outlook. And so they're always going to be on file until something comes through. But I have access to Kathy's email, so I can always retrieve anything I need from her email as well, just in case. So. And I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so, what we've learned by doing this, Noel and I, we didn't realize that we were facing a lot of the same challenges and that these customers were so similar. So, really just having a regular, quick 10-minute conversation with Noel, I just think it was really cool the way we talked about it, bounced ideas off of each other, and then just kind of came up with this process, and we thought, well, that would be a cool Gemba walk. I wonder what Jason would think, and he loved it, and here we are, and we've been using it since the new year, and I would say our sales partners are happy with it, and it's been very successful for us.
This is fabulous. Then it makes me wonder how applicable this is across the organization. I don't even know what is in Priority Plus for quoting, a quoting tool. Do we need to go back there and rethink whatever sits in Priority Plus to be more like you're talking about? Is that possible, or is that something that's different?
Well, I know from my form, the customer, we always have to include an image of the product in the quote, just so they can see it. So I don't know if that would be possible in P+. The comments that we were getting on the P+ quoting was that it looked too busy.
Right, it was wordy.
Yeah,
they felt there was too much additional verbiage that just didn't apply to the quote.
Yeah,
Well,
they just wanted something very simplified that they can look at.
Well, if it's too wordy, is it too wordy? I mean, is it?
I would say yes.
So in that,
So
at least in that area, somebody could take a look at that and, I know we have a tendency here to throw a bunch of words in all kinds of places, and no one has time to read a lot of words on anything anymore. And so, it seems to me, at least in that area, we could go back. In terms of photographs, where are you gonna get the pictures? Where do you get the pictures to put into your deal? You grab them off of a
I just
screen?
get it,
Yeah,
the factory website usually.
yeah. Well, we should
Yeah,
have,
I mean, just pretty,
we got a bunch of pictures, and we got a bunch of pictures in Priority Plus for at least a bunch of the products that we sell.
yeah, sure.
So it just sounds to me like we've got a clunky, if we have, again, I don't know even what we've got in Priority Plus, but if we've got in Priority Plus a quoting mechanism that is clunky and not effective, then we should fix that so that it works better. Now, maybe it can't be good enough for what you need, because you got the sales tax thing and other things, but geez, I mean, quoting is sort of such an elemental thing across the entire organization. Seems to me, there is a huge amount of benefit. I mean, between salespeople and all of you guys, cripes, there's 300 people that are quoting, it seems to me, or some high number.
So this is Tara. You're right, it is a really positive addition to Priority Plus to allow quoting in the system, but it is different for a lot of different people. And through the last few years of visiting with sales partners and training new recruits and participating in some enhancements, the ability to customize each one is difficult because there are probably different, desires. And some people don't want pictures, and some people want to have less words, and some people want this, that, and the other. So it would have to be a completely customizable form to allow each individual person, so now more than 300 people, to get what they want at any given time, preventing us to have that standard. And it's definitely something that we can throw up on the enhancement list and talk more about and see what kind of a structure we could allow. I like this idea a lot, and I think you guys have a hit on your hands, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And now's a really good opportunity with the order management system, going to a new global business platform. When this does come up into conversation, you guys will certainly be somebody that I mentioned that it helps significantly. I mean, we just put through over $100,000 worth of business in the past couple of days, or the past 30 days, and it was super easy. Just because we made it easy for somebody, they put $100,000 of business to us. So that's a big deal. So you guys should be very proud of that.
And I think you made a good decision to do this based on who the salespeople and the customers are. So the amount of business that's there and the additional services that you're doing above and beyond for those salespeople it exactly supports the goal of where we've been going by letting the Bonnies and Kathys know that this is what we want to do for you is provide you with these additional types of things that tailor that, the buying experience of some of your key accounts, because I know, Noel, this is probably BD that you're dealing with.
But yes.
BD. And which client, I was just curious, Marilyn, Bonnie's is?
It's a Tour Falcon tire.
Yeah, okay, all right, two really
Our
big,
gateway into Dunlop and all of their racing tires and all of their stores worldwide.
yeah, two big accounts. And so even though we have the quote, we do have this quote process, we don't make it mandatory for anybody to use it. A lot of salespeople will use their own because they don't like it. A lot of salespeople love it. So for you to kind of think, okay, that we have this tool, but the customer, which is what Lean is all about, right? The customer would be better served by me doing something a little bit different and outside that, and making that decision was great, just great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I always tend to think about could this be useful for someone else, and how do we share that? I don't know if there's enough opportunity to talk with other people who do the similar kinds of customers and reps that you are serving to sort of put it out there as a potential for someone else to take advantage of.
We did enter this on the Trello board as well as uploaded both quote forms for anyone to go in and work with them, make changes to add their specific needs and remove what they don't want. We were thinking it could possibly be a good idea to add these quote sheets to GNet to see if, maybe someone could find the benefit and provide the sales partner and the customer with a little extra service. We've made it so easy for them by already creating the document. All they need to do is fill in the form.
Sure. That's good. It's good to make it available, and I guess it's just a matter of how do you spread the word, or are people looking at the Trello board enough to notice something like that and consider it?
I would be happy to email it to the CRS group and share with them the experience that Noel and I have had and provide them with the attachments and to let them know to please utilize Noel and I for, any questions or any help with the documents, and please use these documents if you would find them helpful for you and your sales partners. As a support person, we're that sales partner's right arm, and anything we can do to provide service and help them, we definitely want to do. And I would be happy to share this with the CRS group.
Yeah, we may want to just, sorry, we just may want to chat through that just to see if the KCS group might be better to start with, field office managers or
Okay.
our KCSs to really do this, for that top tier of reps, and because the other reps should be utilizing our quote form really, or developing their own, but this is an added service, so I'll let you chat with Tara on how best to communicate.
Okay.
And Marilyn, I love that your Excel sheet includes the estimated shipping and handling and tax. Because that's
Yes.
huge. I mean, did you include Geiger self-insurance when you calculated?
I did not include the Geiger self-insurance just because with this particular customer, because the quantity is so large, the self-insurance on it is so big, sometimes Bonnie will ask us if we can remove the self-insurance. So no, I did not add that, but it would be a quick add if we wanted to calculate the 2.05% to the order total so that we could add in the self-insurance. That can be added.
That's great.
Ultimately, this comes down to each person talking with their sales partner to find out what they can do to help them, because even though our forms are different, they still get the same end result. And just, they need to have a conversation with their sales partner and see what their clients or what that partner needs and wants on their quotes. So it may not be good for one person, but the other form could be better for them or something. So they are very different when they're the same tools. So
Tara, Jen, I just want to make sure you got the opportunity to add anything else. Don't want to forget about you guys.
I think you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
thank you.
One thing that I would like to note, Noel, BD, how notorious were they previously for having aging invoices?
Well, earlier in the year, they had probably a good 50 or so invoices that they were past due on. And so, between Kathy and myself and the help from people in Lewiston, we were all trying to scrambling to get payment from them, and it was very time-consuming. So then when we started switching around and doing this quote, and they were getting POs to us quicker, and by the time we get in with that, we have, we'll get payment quicker too. So when we switched it over, we don't have as many past due now going into this year, and we're almost pretty much caught up somewhat.
So,
So we're definitely in a good position this year than we were last year, that's for sure.
so Cheryl Mercer.
definitely helps getting-
Cheryl Mercer is your AR rep for that particular account. I wanted to stop by there and just kind of pick her brain for a minute on how many aging invoices the BD had, because I know that was a really big pain point for you before this particular process. If you had to guess how many would you guess that BD has right now that are over 60 days and their terms are net 60?
I'd say less than a dozen.
One.
Wow.
One. One aging invoice because you guys have made this process so easy for our customers. One aging invoice. And guess what the reason is? No sales tax. Which is what this form ends up, making easier for our customers. So it is a direct result. It hits the bottom line. Like, this project really hits the bottom line for us. So I'm very, very proud of you guys. You guys did a very, very good job.
Great.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Awesome.
Very, very heads up. This is so cool. Marilyn, the point that you're making about sharing it, the tough thing is, I guess as Laura said, is how do you get this across to other people? A form alone without commentary and explanation and hand-holding won't go anywhere. So how do you get people to think? And everyone is too busy to think about this stuff, except given what you just said, you're saving umpteen minutes and maybe hours of time using this kind of a form. And so everyone who has a comparable situation, if they took the time to figure out how to do it, would end up having a whole lot of benefit more than the learning it took. But how do you get it across? And that's something that you guys and Rachel and others will have to figure out. But such a smart heads up to use the tools you got to make something work
Thank you.
better. But I gotta think there's a way that we could improve on Priority Plus, but maybe that's gotta let slide until we get to the new platform or something. I don't know. And there's got to be a way of having multiple forms or something or other. There's got to be ways of grabbing images out of our database, and maybe it's a much bigger project than I understand. But this is a hell of a good step for you, and God, there's got to be umpteen other people that would benefit from this. Great job.
So, definitely.
What'd you guys think of our new and improved A3 Lite presentation and by the form, because both of you have done the big kind of intimidating form. What did you think of it?
This was so user-friendly. This was very user-friendly. This felt far less intimidating than the original form. And Noel and I both kind of thought, oh, wow, I didn't realize that the A3 could be this easy, this user-friendly. It looked so overwhelming before. I think this form is great. This was super, super helpful in trying to create this A3 and get our point across.
This is my third A3, and by far this was the easiest A3 to do. So, kudos.
Yeah,
on that.
great job on that.
That's good.
It's great to hear.
Great job.
All right. Awesome. Great job.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Great
you,
job.
everybody.
Nice job. Nice